Guideline 7. Plan different strategies to arouse interest.
It causes enthusiasm and curiosity about learning.
Unprocessed information, which does not involve students' cognition, is in fact unattainable. They are inaccessible both in the present moment and in the future, because the relevant information goes unnoticed and is not processed.
However, students differ significantly in what attracts their attention and involves their interest.
Even the same student will diversify over time and circumstances. Their interests change as they develop and acquire new knowledge and skills, as their natural environment changes, and as they develop into self-determined adolescents and adults.
It is therefore important to have alternative ways to arouse the student's interest, ways that reflect the important inter- and intra-individual differences between learners. Increase opportunities for individual choice and autonomy.
It gives students the chance to take control of their learning.
In a teaching context, it is often not appropriate to give the opportunity to choose the learning objective itself, while it is convenient to offer the opportunity to choose how this objective can be achieved, the context for its implementation, the tools or supports available, and so on.
Giving students choices can develop self-determination, pride in achievement, and increase the degree of involvement in their learning. However, it is essential to consider that individuals differ from each other in the quantity and type of choices they prefer to make.
It is therefore not enough to simply provide a choice. The right type of choice and the right level of independence must be optimized to guarantee commitment.
Tips: provide learners with as much discretion and autonomy as possible by providing choices regarding
the perceived level of challenge, the type of reward or recognition available, the context or content used for the practice and assessment of skills, the tools used to collect or produce information,
the color, design or graphics of the layouts, etc., the sequence or timing for completing the various contents of the tasks. Allow learners to participate in the design of classroom activities and homework. Involve students, where and whenever possible, in defining their personal educational and behavioral goals. Optimize the relevance, value, and authenticity of information. Connect learning to meaningful experiences that are useful and valuable. Individuals are engaged in information and activities that are relevant and valuable to their interests and objectives. This does not necessarily mean that the situation must be equivalent to real life, since even simulation can be just as engaging for students as non-fiction, but it must be relevant and authentic for individual student goals and teaching objectives. Individuals are rarely interested in information and activities that have no relevance or value. In an educational context, one of the most important ways in which teachers attract interest is to highlight the usefulness and relevance of learning and to demonstrate this relevance through authentic and meaningful activities. It is a mistake, of course, to assume that all students will find the same activities or information equally important or useful to their goals. To engage all students equally, it is critical to provide options that optimize what is relevant, valuable, and meaningful to the student. Tips: propose different activities and sources of information so that they can be personalized and contextualized to the lives of students, culturally relevant and stimulating, socially significant, adjust to age and ability, suitable for different racial, cultural, ethnic, and gender groups. Design the activities so that the learning results are authentic, to communicate to the real recipient and are in line with clear objectives for the participants. Prepare tasks that allow active participation, exploration, and experimentation. Solicit personal response, evaluation, and self-reflection on contents and activities. Include activities that promote the use of imagination to solve new and important problems, or that creatively make sense of complex ideas. Minimize distractions and stressful situations. Create a reassuring environment in which to learn to take risks. One of the most important things a teacher can do is create a student-friendly space. To do this, teachers must reduce potential interference and distractions in the learning environment. When students need to focus their attention on satisfying basic needs or on how to avoid a negative experience, they cannot focus on the learning process. While the physical security of a learning environment is obviously necessary, it is also necessary to deal with potentially harmful and distracting aspects. What scares or potentially distracts depends on the individual needs and the background of the students. An English language student may find the language experience difficult, while others may find sensory stimulation annoying. The optimal teaching environment offers the opportunity to reduce worries and disturbing situations in order to create a safe space in which learning can take place. Tips: create an atmosphere of acceptance and support in the classroom. Change the level of novelty or exposure to risk. Charts, calendars, schedules, visible timers, cues, etc. can increase the predictability of daily activities and changes. Create class routines. Notices and anticipations can help students be able to predict and prepare for changes in activities, programs, and new events. Options that can, in contrast to the above, maximize the unexpected, surprise or novelty in highly routine activities. Vary the level of sensory stimulation. Possibility to vary the presence of background noise or visual stimulation, of noise buffers, of the number of characteristics or elements presented at a time. Variation in the pace and duration of work sessions, the availability of breaks or timeouts, or the times or sequence of activities. Vary the social demands related to learning or performance, the perceived level of support and protection, and the conditions for exposure and evaluation to be carried out collectively. Involve all participants in the reflections of the entire class.